I think we're ready.
Christina just left. We want to hang on a second. She's on.
Yeah, Christina just left.
Okay.
There
All
she
right, we
is.
got Christina back. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll call the regular council meeting to order here at 6:34 p.m. May I have a roll call?
Tone. Heights.
Here.
Backnick.
Here.
Horton.
Here.
Cersei. Harrison. Thank you.
Okay, we will go ahead. I guess we're going to open the public hearing on the 2021 tax budget to public comment. I don't believe we got any comments before the meeting. Did we, Chris?
No, we did not, sir.
Council, do you have any comments before we close the public session of this?
No, sir.
Negative.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing then. Can I have a motion to approve the regular council meeting held May 19th?
So moved.
Second.
Darcy is texting.
Bertone.
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Backnick.
Hi.
Harrison.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Cersei.
Mr. Bertone, you had a comment about Mr. Cersei?
Yeah, he's texting my phone currently saying get on the call. He's trying to get on.
Okay. Should we give him a couple of minutes then? Or just move on with the reports?
I say we move on.
Okay. Mr. Lyons, do you have anything this evening, our solicitor?
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Lyons. I don't have any report this evening either from our administrator, Amy Cossack.
Sure. The Village Hall is in the process of installing a new first service window to ensure the safety of our staff and residents. Steps to reopen. We're also working with the Senior Center to establish guidelines to reopen, so we'll have more details to follow. The East Street Bridge repairs have been completed on the bridge. The decorative caps on both sides of the bridge have been repaired and are back in place. Catch basins are scheduled to be cleaned on July 13th, 14th, and 15th. For those of you that weren't aware, there was a peaceful protest in Painesville on June 1st. There were no incidents reported. The Fairport Harbor Police Department had extra officers on duty with an emphasis on ensuring the safety and security of our local businesses. And I just want to say a special thank you to police and fire and everyone at Village Hall who work tirelessly every day to ensure the safety of our residents and businesses. So great job, everybody. In our water plant, Nick Harvey has acquired his Class 1 Operator A. 2020 census, please remember it's not too late to complete your census. They ask you a few simple questions about yourself and everyone who is living with you on April 1st. Please complete your form online, by phone, or by mail when you receive your invitation. Or you can visit my2020census.gov to begin the process. So it's very valuable information for all communities in Lake County to gather. It helps with federal funding. So please make sure that everyone does that. Planning Commission, the Fairport Harbor Planning Commission has made a recommendation to council to move forward with the rezoning request from Sync Properties to rezone permanent parcel number 14A-25-19 located at 1185 St. Clair Extension in Fairport Harbor from marine recreational to industrial. This property is located behind the former Our Pets location owned by Dean Tsangus. To move forward with this request, council will need to make a motion to set a public hearing for our next council meeting on Tuesday, July 21st.
Amy, Mayor,
Yeah.
So what is the reason behind it? What are they looking to do? Do they provide a plan to the Planning Commission?
Yes. And they're in the process of trying to lease the building. And this additional property they think might entice organizations to want larger businesses to want to take possession of this facility.
So my concern is, before we get to that meeting, if we make a change from marine industrial or marine recreational to industrial is a pretty loose and heavy designation, right? Anything can go in there. I wouldn't want to change anything until somebody showed up with a plan. I mean, they can package something that says that council's listening or the planning commission's listening, but zoning changes usually come along with pretty detailed plans on why they want to change that. And without that, I think we open ourselves up to anything can go in there. I think we got to be careful. So I would hope that we all would think about that a little bit. I guess that's what the hearing's for.
Yes, yes. In addition, before you go ahead and, yes.
It's Doug. Can you hear me?
Yes, Doug, I can hear you.
I just wanted to mention that during that planning commission meeting, I suggested that they consider consolidating that 2 acres with the larger piece, based on the reason that it's supposed to make the current area more marketable. That way it wouldn't be split off for some unknown reason for industrial, but that's just an aside comment. But I think we all have the letter in our packet from the what they said was the justification for rezoning. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. In addition, before we set up a public hearing, I just want to say thank Lake County Title for donating the funds to purchase mulch again this year, and to the service department for spreading all the mulch and for making the park look so beautiful. So to mention that too.
Here, here. Any other questions for Amy? All right, thank you. From our village engineer, or actually, we need a motion for the public hearing then, for July 24th.
I'll make
Yes.
a motion.
Do we want to set a time on that? We'll start it at 6:30, I guess. We don't
Yes.
want to do it at 6. We'll start it at 6:30. Okay.
6:30?
Yeah.
I'll second. Bertone seconds.
Harrison,
Aye.
Bertone, Backnick,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Saracen.
Okay, from our village engineer, Clyde Haddon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Just a couple quick updates. Our 2 major projects are both OPWC projects. And my understanding is there may be some clarity on the OPWC funding, hopefully by the 1st of July. To that point, both those projects are kind of on hold, waiting to see how the funding shakes out. And that's my report. If there's any questions, please let me know.
I don't have anything at this point. Anyone else from council?
No.
Clyde, just
Thank
to
you,
clarify,
Clyde.
you said beginning of July or end of July for the OPWC
Well, the fiscal-
funding?
The fiscal year starts on July 1st, which typically we have our contracts in hand by that time for this year's OPWC, which is the round 34 projects, which is the water plant work. My understanding is the round 33 projects, which is the East Street project, there's going to be some emergency resolutions passed that would enable those to get started again. So I'm hoping that sometime around the 1st of July, we'll have a better understanding of when that money is going to be available and how it's going to function as far as the funding process.
Okay, thanks, Clyde, for the clarification. From
You're
our
welcome.
fiscal
Thank you.
I'm sorry, does somebody else have a question? Okay, from our fiscal officer, Chris Paquette.
Thank you, Mayor. Are there any questions on the summary for revenue or expenditures? To talk about the one ordinance that we added on the COVID relief fund from the county. I made some changes and sent that out after the fact this afternoon. It just adds a House bill or yeah, I think it's House Bill 491 to everywhere you see Senate Bill 310. And it's pretty straightforward. It's just an addition they made, but I'm only recommending and from Mr. Lyons that we only just put it on first reading because they're still making changes. And that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Chris? Okay, thank you. We have no old business, committee reports from safety. You guys have the chief's reports in your packet. Chiefs, do you have anything to add?
Nothing from the police side.
And by Bob's silence, I guess we have nothing from fire.
Nothing from the fire department.
All right, great. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. Legislation. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Bertone,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Saracen,
Mayor, I know it's kind of late, but I'd like to make a motion to excuse Mr. Charity.
I see he's in the meeting. I think he's done.
One more time, Mr. Bertone.
I see he joined the meeting, but it looks like he's muted.
Okay. Frank, you might be able to hit *6 on your phone, and that should unmute you. There you are, Mr. Saracen. You are.
Boy, what a trip.
Welcome, Frank.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Would you like to give an aye on the motion to pay the bills?
Aye.
All right.
thank you.
I'm looking for the header of the tax budget resolution 2020-31, and I don't find it here. Chris, do you have it to read out loud?
The header is just accepting or authorizing the fiscal officer to set the tax budget for 2021.
Okay, we need a motion for that then. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Who made the initial motion, please?
Frank.
All right, thank you. Saracen,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Saracen,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-33, a resolution requesting the Village of Fairport Harbor share of county coronavirus relief distribution funds and affirming the use of those funds to be expended only to cover coronavirus costs in a manner consistent with the CARES Act and declaring an emergency. And that's on first read, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Resolution 2020-24, or 34, a resolution appointing certain firefighters to the next pay grade and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Got to suspend, Frank. Move to suspend the rules.
Move to suspend the rule.
Second.
I'm missing who keeps making the second.
Heights.
Heights, thank you. On the motion to suspend, Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2020-35, a resolution appointing Dominic Vincent as a firefighter for the Village of Fairport Harbor, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to
Saracy.
move to
Okay.
suspend the rules. Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay. Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Horton.
Aye.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 2020-36, an ordinance authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Emergency Council, the NOPAC 2020 Energized Community Grant.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
On the motion to suspend, Horton,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
On the motion to adopt, Horton,
Aye.
Saracy,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Harrison,
Aye.
Backnick,
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for Mr. Lyons. Mr. Lyons, does it matter as far as who made motions and who seconded motions as far as the voting process goes? Because I heard the motion and the second differently for the last two. Or does it not matter because it's a moot point that all the votes were ayes? You're on mute, Mr. Lyons.
It's a moot point, or moot point, not mute. You gotta get.
Good one, Jim.
Because it was all unanimous. I mean, it would only be an issue of whether or not you had a first and second. And that could be something corrected as part of the minutes here, is what it can be. If somebody thinks that they firsted it, somebody thinks they seconded, but ultimately it's not important when it passes here. So.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have to get that corrected. I don't think there's anything else from the administration this evening. I mean, there's still a ton of activity going on as it pertains to COVID. I believe we are going to make every effort to try to have the July meeting back in person down at the senior center. As Amy had mentioned, we're taking steps to get that opened up. I know they've started party hall rentals there this last weekend. So things are starting to open up more and more. So we've got a good working relationship going with a lot of the different department heads. There's been a lot of talks up at Village Hall. Chris and the chiefs and Amy have been very forward in their thinking and in their leaning and trying to open these centers back up and trying to keep people as, socially distanced and as safe as we possibly can. We're coming into the July 4th weekend. I know it's going to look very different than it has in the past. We think we've got a pretty nice gesture to try to keep the spirit of Mardi Gras just a little bit, with the fire safety vehicles going through on parade night at the same time. Not sure if the VFW is going to have a contingent of marchers or vehicles, but that might be the only addition to that. So that's something to look forward to. I know July 3rd, the Tourism Council is hosting something with the downtown businesses. I know there's some things happening on Third Street that are still being pulled together, so I would look forward to some information about that. So things are starting to open, and we're trying to be encouraging as much as we can and finding ways to encourage and say yes to things to get people out and about and doing it safely. So thanks to everyone's efforts on that. And I don't have anything else. Is there anything from council?
I missed the safety committee. Frank, this is Frank. I just want to impress again how proud I am of our first responders and our police and fire department.
Hear, hear. Agreed.
And Tim, I also wanted to mention to the group that we did post on the website and on Facebook a 4th of July house decorating contest for the residents of Fairport Harbor. So we've actually reached 5,000 people after we posted that. About 3,800 people after we posted the information about the parade on July 1st. So we're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of excited people. Everyone's looking for something fun to do over the 4th of July holiday. So hopefully this will be a fun activity for everyone.
Yeah, it sounds like it, Amy. And thanks for your enthusiasm and trying to put that stuff together for us. It's greatly appreciated.
No problem.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I make a motion, or I would ask for a motion to
Mayor.
Yes.
I have we have one comment.
Oh, that's right.
From
I'm
a
sorry.
citizen.
Thank you, Chris.
Ellen Brown emailed, and in summary, she had some questions that I have relayed to the chief of police on vehicles on property that appear to be unlicensed. One on East Street and 6th, a pickup with 4 flat tires. One on several vehicles along East and 7th at ET Motors, and a vehicle next to the apartment building at 5th Street near High. She also asks if the handicap accessibility pads that are usually on the corners where we have ramps will be finished being installed around the village. And she wanted to know if the police were aware of the people who were fishing from the bridge and parking along the in the no parking spaces before the bridge. And that's just summary. The email messages were sent to the police for review.
Okay, thank you,
We used
Chris.
to have a sign that no fishing off bridge. You remember that?
Yeah, there used to be a sign up years ago. As far as parking and fishing off the bridge, I have my officers watch that. The pickup truck Easton 6, that's in the process of being addressed. I'm trying to get a hold of the owner on that. The vehicles at ET Motors and the vehicles on Fifth Street, those properties are exempt because they're repair or storage areas. Unlicensed vehicles are allowed on those properties. Was that about it all, Chris, or did I miss something?
No, it sounds like you covered most everything, and we will get together, or I will talk to Mr. Rowan about finding out what kind of schedule we can put together if there's any handicapped ramp accessibility markers that we need to put in.
Okay,
She
good.
meant-
That was going to be my
She mentioned
suggestion.
also- Yeah, she mentioned some things about some potholes that needed filling on Chestnut Street as well, so we'll take a look at that too.
Yeah, and I thought Chestnut was one of the streets we were waiting for some funding on too, when we talked about it at Streets and Sidewalks, Amy, right? We were gonna grind that or something, maybe?
I think that's correct. We'll go back and take a look at that.
Right, okay. All
I
right,
did
good
have-
enough.
I did have one question. I had somebody ask me today about the skate park. If we are still possibly going to turn that into a dog park and where that stands.
Yes, we would very much like to still turn that into a dog park. And actually, some of the funding sources that I was planning on applying to in 2020 stopped offering the grant due to the pandemic, which was disappointing to say the least. So I'm looking at some other possible funding sources to see if we can't start getting that off the ground.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll ask for that motion again.
I'll make
to
that
adjourn.
motion, Mayor.
I'll second.
Or
Horton, aye.
Horton,
Aye.
Heights,
Aye.
Bertone, Nick,
Aye.
Saracey,
Aye.
Harrison.
Aye.
I did not hear Mr. Bertone, but I lost track of him for a moment.
I did say aye.
Thank you.
We got you. Awesome. Okay, thanks, everybody. Good night.
Aye.
You all stay
Good
safe.
night.
Good night.
Good night.